Some people don't trust the Bible because they say it's been passed down and been distorted over time, like a big game of telephone. You play that game? Remember as a kid playing that game? Have you ever played it, Jason?
Oh yeah, played it all the time. Played it at VBS last week too.
We did at Vacation Bible School last week. We played the game and we gave one phrase to the kid at the beginning of the line and it gets passed on to the next and the next and the next. One actually really surprising thing was the kindergartners got it right. We were actually amazed that the kindergartners were able to pass on the phrase all the way through, and then elsewhere it got completely distorted. Fifth graders needed some work. People think that's what happened, that Jesus said something and then it got passed on and got changed and even misquoted. Yes, there is a Bible scholar out of the University of North Carolina named Bart Ehrman, and if you read his book, Misquoting Jesus, he says that's what's happened. There's this game of telephone that things get misquoted as they get passed on and on and on and on. But that's a child's game, telephone, okay? But when we actually try to remember things and memorize things, we can do it. A lot of us have entire strings of complicated numbers memorized, like our social security number or the phone number that we had when we were little kids. Maybe this doesn't apply anymore, but I remember having an actual telephone where I had a number and my friends had to call me at this number and hope that I was home or try to talk with my mom to reach me. I still remember that phone number. Do you remember your phone number as a kid, Jason?
I remember.
Oh my gosh, you're too young.
Oh no. I remember both when I was living in Oklahoma and the house number we still have.
And when did you move from Oklahoma?
2004.
Okay. Well, so you had it for quite a while.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we remember the numbers, even though they were complicated, very specific digits of these phone numbers. We remember things that are complicated. We remember things that someone told us years or decades ago, word for word, if they're important or if they're significant for life events. And it's even more so when there's more than one person remembering it. And that's what we have especially about Jesus. Not only are the words of Jesus recorded in 4 different accounts, which we call the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, by people who were eyewitnesses or by people writing down on behalf of eyewitnesses, but we also have people like the Apostle Paul and James and Jude writing about Jesus and the things that he said and did. And all these people had the same or very similar accounts. They showed Jesus from these different angles and it shows one picture. They don't contradict each other. They're the same. And that's the amazing thing. It's not a game of telephone. It's more like remembering your telephone number. Yes. So is Bart Ehrman right? No, go read his book. In fact, it's really interesting, some of the examples that he uses to show that we've misquoted Jesus, there actually have been these tiny little inconsistencies that we've known about for centuries. And if you read them in your modern translations of the Bible, there's a little footnote saying, hey, the earliest translations, the earliest manuscripts do not contain this. See, the things that these scholars come up and say, hey, we can't trust the Bible, they're things we've known about forever. Or at least for hundreds or thousands of years. There's actually only 2 places in the entire New Testament, which is from the time of Jesus on in our Bibles, these 27 books. There's only 2 places that contain more than 1 verse that's questionable. And none of the major doctrines of what we believe as followers of Jesus are based on either of those 2 places. So it's amazing that people would think it's a game of telephone because it's not. It's more like remembering your telephone number. And this is why passages like the beginning of the Gospel according to Luke are so important. This is what it says in Luke chapter 1, verse 1 through 3. It says, many have undertaken to draw up an account of the things that have been fulfilled among us, just as they were handed down to us by those who were from the first were eyewitnesses and servants of the word. With this in mind, and since I myself have carefully investigated everything from the beginning, I too decided to write an orderly account. And that's why on Sundays here at Arise Church, we've been going through the Gospel according to Luke, because he went and interviewed eyewitnesses. He wrote down their accounts. According to the Apostle Paul, there were over 500 people who saw Jesus resurrected from the dead and had their accounts. They shared it. They told their stories. It got written down for us. This isn't a game of telephone. If you like this video, I hope that you do check out some of our messages from our Luke series. We had a whopper of one as we finished up this mini series that we did through Luke called Lost and Found. You should check it out. The Kingdom Come. When is the end of the world? When's going to happen? You should go listen to that message. And also you should subscribe. If you're on YouTube, make sure you do that. If you haven't done that yet, go and subscribe. Press that button. Get notifications. Make sure it dings every time I send you one of these videos, because you're going to want to do that, because I'm actually taking the next couple of weeks off. We're not going to be here. We're retooling. We're taking some time off to refresh, but I think you're going to love it because coming back in just a few weeks here in the beginning of July, we are going to do a video on aliens. That's right, UFOs, aliens. What does the Bible say about all that stuff? Better subscribe. See you soon.